Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to go over the pricing for the Canadian Tesla Model 3s. Now that I have my order available, I will show you what you get, how you can order, and what the features are, and discuss those things. Alright, so to start with, sorry the sun's shining in my face right now, so I'm wearing some sunglasses so I don't have to squint. So let's look over the options for Canadian customers. Right now, it says here, first production, if you look here, first production, first Model 3 configuration to enter production features a long-range battery, rear-wheel drive, and premium upgrades. So you start off Model 3 45.6, less your reservation payment of $1,000. The long-range battery, which gives you 500 kilometers of range, is $11,900, close to $12,000. Might as well call it $12,000. The premium package upgrades are $6,600. So the total, not including taxes, not including rebates, is $63,100. If you want, let's call it $64,100, because you're still, even, you know, though you've paid a reservation and it comes off the top, you still paid that. So it is $64,100, okay? It's not $63,100. That's just your balance owing, okay? So that's the main order area, and you can see this is highlighted in red. Now if you go over to the coming soon column, it says additional configurations including the entry-level Model 3 without upgrades will be available as soon as production ramps. If you look over here on this page, it does say over here, dual motor all-wheel drive mid 2018. Okay, so I don't know exactly what that means. Technically speaking, the middle of the year is June, that's the 6th month of the year, so let's assume it's sometime around June, July. I did see it written that they're definitely going to be producing the dual motor version in July 2018. So let's, for safety's sake, let's just say sometime in July. You'll be able to order it around June, and then production would be what, 4 to 6 weeks after that, right? When they start producing it in July, August, etc. If you go back up to the top here, base 45.6 vehicle, early 2019, it says the standard battery, 354 kilometers of range. That's going to be quite a good range. That's better than most of the other models that are on the market right now. The only exception is the Chevy Bolt, which will have a range of 383 kilometers available in Canada right now. I haven't actually reviewed the Bolt. I can't really say much about it because I haven't done it, but I've looked at it in person and it's a little bit too small for me, for what we want to do with it. I want a car that has a pretty good sized trunk. And if you look at my other videos, I have looked at the trunk of the Hyundai Ioniq, the Nissan Leaf, and the Tesla Model 3. They're all good size. So, you know, if you like to pour a bunch of gear in, whatever it is, so like for me, it could be camping gear, it could be audio gear if you're going to, you know, you got to throw an amp in there or something, and a couple of guitars or whatever, you need room for that, right? And so I can't get a car that doesn't contain that amount of space. It just doesn't make sense for me. Okay, so getting back to the range for the base model, 354 kilometers, and you can upgrade for $12,000 to 500 kilometers range. So let's get back here. It looks at all the standard features. Automatic emergency braking and side collision warning, keyless entry, remote climate control with app, 15-inch touchscreen, yeah, we know that, with navigation and all that. That's all standard. We're looking here at the safety, 8 airbags, blah, blah, blah. Stability and traction control, Wi-Fi connectivity, yes, we got that. LTE, internet connectivity, keyless entry, of course. Voice activated controls, that's nice. That's all in the base. 60-40 split seat, that's base. Nissan Leaf has the same thing, 60-40 split seat. Warranty is 4-year, 80,000 kilometer. Limited, 8-year, 160,000 kilometer battery warranty on the standard, and 8-year 192 kilometer battery warranty on the long range. That obviously gives you 20,000 kilometers a year. It's okay. It's not super generous, but it's all right. If you're a real high mileage type person, guess what? You're not going to be under that warranty. And judging by some of the used Teslas I've seen, people put a lot of mileage on these things. or kilometerage if you're in Canada or Europe. I also understand that none of these things are available officially in any configuration in Europe yet. So if you're a European viewer, this is an interesting situation, because I kind of feel like Canadians finally got a crack at it, but we have to buy the more expensive model. So anyway, let's close this. Model 3 standard features. So get started. Okay, we'll go into here. Now you get to pick your color. Standard color, solid black, is included in the price, okay? But if you start going to different colors, this is your red multi-coat, this is your midnight silver metallic. My wife likes that one. I like the deep blue metallic personally. I think it's a nice color. These are all 1,300 bucks Canadian. You've got pearl white multi-coat, and lastly you've got silver metallic. And for once we're going to stay away from that with our cars because we've got too many silver cars already. So I think, let's say in our case, we'd probably go with this midnight silver metallic. And I don't think I would go with the standard aero wheels. I just clicked on it here. Those are included in the price for 64.1. But if you want the 19-inch sport aero wheels, of course you want them, right? On a car of this class, those are $2,000 extra. So tack that on. So you're at 64.1 before that. So you're now at 66.1 plus your wheels. You're at 67.4 Canadian, $67,400. Now, of course, the one I've spec'd out here, if you look at the bottom here, it says $74,000, and you'll see why next. Because here's all your configurations that you've got, okay? It says here, notify me when all-wheel drive and standard battery option becomes available. So I can actually hold my reservation and kick it forward and have more options later, something that I am thinking about doing, and I'd kind of be interested in your opinions about this. Let's go to the next page. So we've got the interior, premium upgrades. We already see that $6,600. That was already priced into the 64.1 base price. Okay, now we'll go to the next page. Enhanced Autopilot. Okay, so what is the Autopilot? It has the front collision warning, side collision warning, automatic emergency braking. But guess what? If you're not familiar with the Autopilot system, you don't get any Autopilot features like intelligent cruise control, for example, where you get to set your distance to the next car, and your car will keep speed with the traffic and so on. So if you're on the freeway, it's not going to track with the freeway traffic. Not for 67.4 that we've spec'd this thing out at so far, with the sport wheels and the slightly different paint. In other words, anything that's not black paint, we had to pay extra for. Now we're looking at Enhanced Autopilot, $6,600 again. Ka-ching! But it's got the auto lane changing, auto steer, automatic parking, wow, which is really cool, and summon, which is creepy. It brings you back to that whole Knight Rider kit thing, you know. Maybe it probably talks to you as well. I don't know. I haven't tried that. If it kills bad guys, that's awesome. I would love that. Lasers or whatever coming out of the front. I would pay like another $1,000 for sure for lasers, dual lasers on the front that could like zap people or whatever. You know, if there's people threatening you, I don't know. What situation? Forget I said that. That's insane. But anyway, okay. So they give this option to you, but then they give you this little poison pill. You see, they say here, $7,900 upgrade if added after delivery. So they want you to do it now. They don't want you to dither about it. They want you to upgrade now, or they're going to sting you for another 1,300 bucks. Cha-ching! All right, full self-driving capability. Forget about it for now, right? Like, that's not here yet. So that's where we're at. We spec this car out with enhanced autopilot, so we've got all of that neat stuff, the auto lane change, blah, 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 right? Because that's kind of part and parcel with this new class of car. 74,000 bucks Canadian, before taxes, before rebate. But taxes are pretty high where I am in British Columbia. So this is getting to be an $80,000 car right now. Started out supposedly being a mid-priced car at 35,000 US, or roughly 40-something thousand Canadian, we were hoping, right? When we put our reservations down, that was the idea. So now you're seeing basically a $75,000 car. Okay, so let's back up a little bit from there. Do you look at this car differently at $75,000 than you do at $45,000? Here we are, we'll look at it again. Let's look at it in red here. Does this whole package strike you differently at $75,000 rather than at $45,000? We've added $30,000 in upgrades, essentially, right, to this system. That is really the question here. So I would love your comments about that, what you think about the value proposition for this Tesla Model 3 at $75,000. Should I order this at this price, or should I kick the can forward a little bit, just hold my reservation and wait for my options? Because strictly speaking, if we go to the base unit, we're looking at maybe around $5,000 for the dual motor option. That was the estimate I've heard. So we'd be looking at about a $50,000 buy-in on that car rather than a $75,000 buy-in. So we've got $25,000 differential, let's say, just roughly speaking, okay? And it's a fast car, it's a good car. So what do you think? Kick the can forward, wait and see what the pricing is on these new models, on these base models and the dual motor option, or should we order the high-end premium option right now? Tell us what you think about it, and what would you do and why? I would like to know that, okay? Thanks for watching.